Hello everybody, it is Emery48 here, and today's video is on Drives of a Lifetime. I'm in chapter 3 right now, and it is Rivers, Valleys, and Canyons. And as always, when I am doing a new chapter, we'll start with the US drives. This is going to be a top 6, which has actually happened before in the US ones. I don't get as many US ones that pique my interest as much as the international drives, so we'll see if that stays true for chapter 3. Coming in at number 6 is Lost Coast and Redwoods in California. This drive goes from Ferndale to Phillipsville. It is a 65-mile drive that lasts 3 hours. The main reason this drive makes it on my list is the redwood forest, which includes the giant tree, a 363-foot redwood. Ferndale, the starting point, is also described as a nice village with nice Victorian architecture. These two things combined have placed it on my list, but on the bottom at number 6. Number 5, Zion Canyon, Utah. This drive was not given a lot of description in the book, however it still lands on this list at number 5. Not so much for the book's description, but because of Zion Canyon being recommended to me by friends that have already gone and saying it looks very nice. So it comes in at number 5. At number 4 is Red Rocks of Arizona, surprisingly in Arizona. It's a 7.5-mile drive lasting half an hour. It goes from Coconino National Forest to Chapel of the Holy Cross. This drive is just south of Sedona. The Red Rocks are a staple of the landscape in Arizona and something that would be amazing to see. I was also impressed there was nothing about the Grand Canyon in this chapter, considering it's a chapter about canyons. So I figured I would include the drive from Arizona that did end up in this chapter. If this drive was longer than 7 miles, it would likely find itself higher up the list. Honestly, I think it should have just ended in Sedona, and they could have talked about some stuff that goes on in Sedona just to pique interest a little bit more. Coming in at number 3 is the Connecticut River Valley in Connecticut. This drive is 56 miles long, lasting 2 hours, and is a loop starting in Middletown. I am always impressed by drives taking place in New England, as they are very possible for me to do, living in New England. I have actually driven in the Middletown area, and it is a nice scenic drive. However, I have not driven this exact route. The good views of the river and sound, combined with museums throughout the drive, have earned the Connecticut River Valley Drive 3rd place on my list. Coming in at number 2 is Mississippi Blues Highway, from Tennessee to Mississippi. This is a 230-mile drive lasting 4.5 hours. It starts in Memphis, Tennessee, and ends in Vicksburg, Mississippi. The main reason this drive got on my list was all of the musical history scattered throughout. I was in band from elementary school through college, and Memphis is one city that I want to go to so I can experience the musical culture there. Combine that with the blues bars and recording sites. This great musical drive also piques my historical interest as it ends in Vicksburg, an important Civil War city. Finally, at number 1 and top of my list is the Great River Road in Minnesota. This is a 575-mile drive that lasts 8 hours. It begins in Itasca State Park and finishes at the Iowa state line south of La Crosse. This drive follows the Mississippi River from its beginning through Minnesota. This drive also includes the twin cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. These cities are a halfway point for the 8-hour drive, and I think could make a nice vacation out of this drive, staying in each city for a couple of days before following the Mississippi for the last couple of hours towards Iowa. That was my top 6 list of U.S. drives in the Rivers, Valleys, and Canyons chapter. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.